Filet! Hola! Hola, hola, hola. How are you going, champ? Oh, we've done this already. We have done this already, ladies and gentlemen. We thought have... What? Oh, never mind. We thought have done this. I know, Philae. Life is hard, man. Life is hard. Send me beautiful chess games, though. That would be more conducive, I believe, to, you know, happiness in general. Scrumptious. Welcome in, brother. How's it cooking? What am I looking at here, ladies? Do we duck and then here and then here? I reckon we are. Oh, B. Wait, take, yeah, for sure. Bang, bang, yeah, that's bullsh. Oh, okay, it's king f3 and then... Yeah, okay. Sorry, I was losing my temper there. You want to see a Philae game? I'm pseudo-retired waiting for season 2. Love your work, brother. And Braze in the house. Welcome in, Braze. E3? Or E4, actually. Oh, that was smart. Braze, you almost beat a CM. Creepy master. Nice. Would we want to have a look-see? Would we want to have a look-see? At you beating a creepy master. Oh yeah, that loses to queen here. So what is the move? Oh, it's queen takes. I'm an idiot. Yeah. That was a bad little detail missed on my end. It looks like check knight e2 and then we resign. So that's not it. What is it then? Completely winning but blundered the draw. That sucks, man. This is how you do it, baby. Alright, I finished this set of puzzles and then I'm gonna start looking at stuff, guys. So the rook check, king check, queen check, rook blocks, bish check. That looks a bit far-fetched. Let's go. Oh, I'm in check. Okay, never mind. Chess coach solving puzzles. Rook d1 is incorrect. What? Oh, my queen is hanging. Shish. It's check and check. Sometimes I just don't feel like thinking. I know it sounds lame, but sometimes it is just what it is. So it's take bishop a6. Takes. I need to distract this bishop first. How do we do that? Or is it just lame queen d6 and then smothered mate Reno? Reckon. Nope. Shout out for not thinking again. Okay, let me see. Scrumptious, that is true to some degree, but not entirely. Rook f5? Nah, that doesn't look right. Is it knight takes bishop d5? No. What the hell? Beastie, welcome in, brother. What's up, ladies, indeed. What's up, ladies, indeed. Speaking of ladies, I need to notify my homies that we're live. Cloud Chess database. What the hell is that even? Should I feel embarrassed for not knowing what a Cloud Chess database is? Because currently I'm feeling embarrassed about not being able to solve this. You love sharp openings. That's good. Cecilia Neidorf all the way, baby. Bring on the sharp. I can't believe that Queen D6 doesn't work here. Maybe there is A6. Did I try Queen D6? Yeah, I did. Yeah, I don't see it though. Like Bishop A6, there's a lot of moves there, and even takes is a possibility. Yeah, knight b6 pawn takes, and then we don't have a rook lift. Alright, it is knight b6, bishop d5. I just realized that this is the key idea here. That was very difficult. For a Friday puzzle, that was difficult. Is that like a payable thing, Bowen Diplom? Cloud Engines? Oh, this is neat. Rook b7, king f6, bishop e5, king g6, knight h4, gh4. Oh, I thought we had queen g4 mate there, but there's knight g5. Shit. Oh, Scrumptious, if that's the rubbish that you are into, then unfortunately, you and I, we cannot be best of friends anymore. Because that's not sharp, that's just rubbish. Don't do that, please. Please. If the Night Mission Gambit is the thing that I'm thinking of, one of the Mr. Schrant's videos, that's just hot rubbish, man. That's just hot rubbish. I knew this was wrong. Yeah. Don't, please, for the love of God, man, have some standards. Oh! This is queen e6, is it? Pawn takes rook g7, king h5, bishop e2. Oh! Oh, man! That was a banger! Woo! Okay. Okay, I dig that. What? Is it just take b5 and resigns? If this is so back in the day, I'm already back to 2021. And back in the day, they didn't gradually get harder from Monday to Sunday. That's a new thing. So sometimes the Sunday puzzles in earlier editions are the easiest. Yeah, that was definitely a boomski. 100% that was a boomski. All right, one more week and then we are going to begin. This is just G3, no? No. Not quite as simple as that. Okay, so bishop g7, rook g7 is not it. Bishop g5 could be a very filthy move. G6, queen takes, king takes, rook check, king g7, bishop. Oh, that's a beautiful mate. Wow. That is nice. Unfortunately, I fell victim of a very similar mate pattern once against a American international master who goes by the name of Tim Taylor. He handed my backside to me big time. That hurt. The tool man? I don't know what that is. Wait, isn't this bishop hanging? Rook e4. Huh. Cute. Yep, that's what I think it is. I actually had a conversation with a friend of mine about certain puzzle teams, and we had a similar queen discovery on it. Yep. Nothing like we're missing the correct square. Well done, by the way, Tactics. I'm proud of you. Well, I dare say we take this, and then we come back here and then pawn f3. What did I miss? Why is this because of queen g4, queen f3. Shit. Yeah, that was ridiculous. Oh, this pawn is gonna go in someday. So it's rook f7 takes, knight f7 check, king h7, c7, queen f8. Oh, but then we have rook here, maybe? Or bishop e6. Nah, bishop e6 is better. Yeah. Yeah, the problem is I have been losing now almost all my games in the... So this is surely bishop f5 with the idea of mate. Oops. I'll show you a line that I find it very difficult to navigate in the Portsmouth. What's wrong with bishop? Oh, fuck. Oh, man. Wake up, bro. Wake up. The bishop f5 just loses to this. So maybe it's g4 check, king here, bishop check, king here. And then I've got two checks. Both of them deserve merit. So One more time. G4, king G6, bishop F5 check, king G7, bishop check, knight takes, pawn takes, king takes. E5 check, king E5, bishop E4, king E4, A7, H1 queen, A8 queen, and we win. Woo! Baby! Watch this. Check. Check, check, check. Check. Here, here. Did I call it? Clip it and ship it, baby. Clip it and ship it, baby. Can someone please clip that for me? Did someone clip it? What's on the agenda for today? Well, first of all, I'm going to rub everyone's nose into the filthy Nachmanian Gambit. So let's start right there. I was actually thinking about running a Archangel lecture for you, buddy. But I haven't done any prep. So work with me here for a second, ladies. Isn't the Nachmanian Gambit... How does it go again? Remind me. C3 here. D4 take, he check here. Isn't it this nonsense? D5? Or am I already... No. Is it knight F6? No, I thought I was right. Isn't it this... Wait, how is it again? Scotch Gambit with castles, knight... Yeah, wait, okay, yeah. Okay, so it's D4 take. Oh, that's right. Oh, okay, sorry. This absolute hot rubbish. Right, okay. So, I don't understand what anyone would expect here to happen if you play this in a club context, other than knight takes, pawn d5, and black is already ahead. So, why would you bother learning an opening that takes 2 seconds to refute? I don't get that. Like, that's it. And then I didn't even try, right? Like, I know that the actual refutation is something like walking your king out. Yeah, I think it's a d3, bishop check, takes, queen check. I think king f6 is the winning move. Like, you have to have some balls to play this. And I just don't see the reason why you would entertain such line when you can just play here knight takes, pawn takes, d5, and thank you very much, next game. It's just bloody nonsense, honestly. Now, one line that I have been having struggles with in the Portsmouth lately is this take, d4, d5, take, c4, take, queen a5. Maybe I should start playing rook b1 here, actually, because d5, the move I typically play... Yeah, I should play with rook b1. e6 is very strong here, man. e6 is very strong here. And here your best move is queen d2, and even queen d2, ed, knight d. Like, this endgame is not pretty. Yeah, I just realized now that if I play with rook b1, then, but even then e6, right? Bishop d2, queen d8. Do we have enough here? Engine 1, see bishop d6 is only move, I guess, to cut out 95. Yeah, this is still quite sharp, actually. But now, again, you can't prevent casting, so we're just down a pawn for not a whole lot. Yeah, I don't know, man. Lately, I have lost a bit of enthusiasm about this. Mr. Lego Face, I'm pretty new to chess, maybe around 100 games, but the problem with me is that I can grind 1,000 upon thousands of games. I play endless competitive games. I wanted foundation. Yeah, the foundation comes, my friend, from reviewing those games. So you need to cut back to 1/10 of what you are playing. Oh, Chessable is watching. Hello, boss. Ha! Didn't even realize. Haha. Wow. So yeah, Mr. Lego Face, you need to cut back on the playing. Start analyzing your games, and depending on what your chess strength is, you need to start engaging with the ChessCoachAndras content on Chessable. Catalog was the word I was after, but it didn't come out at the right time. Anywho, shout out to my friends at Chessable who just tuned in. What do we want to do exactly now is the question. I do not have any game analysis lined up at all. So I'm going to start today by showing you a game that I played today, which I was very, very proud of, because I managed to fend off an attack like an absolute trooper in an opening that was brand spanking new to me. So as you guys know, I have been playing my students' openings a fair bit, apart from my own D4, apart from my own Chessable courses. And so lately I started playing the Peerts quite a bit. And I came across this absolutely vicious idea. Oh yeah, oh actually that's 3 Jazz, because you also paid for it. Okay, let me go through this quick, and then I will show you the, we'll have a look-see. So here we are Peerts, and my opponent played the sharpest line there is in the Peerts, which is e5. Now, I knew that there is a line with h4, and I have had games in it, and I roughly had an idea of how to play h5. It's one of the wildest lines there is out there. Erwin, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Yeah, I do remember that beastie. So there is a line here with CD, HG, DC, GF, I have had this a lot of the times on as a discussion on chat. So, and I always forget that there's a way to avoid all this chaos. Someone told me, and I forgot what it was. Oh yeah, it's just D, knight B6. Yeah, I forgot this line, or D, F, E, and then C5. There is even here a different move, no? Yeah, I did. Anyway, so my opponent threw a curveball at me because they played E6 here. And I have never played against this. So I'm out of book. I took this. They played H5. There's only one move here for white, for black that more or less doesn't lose on the spot. And I found it. I'm very curious if you guys can tag along with me on this journey. '96. After HG, we are cooked. Scotch opening for white. Yes, the Scotch is featured in my white 1e4 chessable repertoire for club players, and consequently I do throw it in quite frequently, and I think of it very highly. As a matter of fact, I think that the Spanish has been analyzed to death, and it's not fun anymore for white. The Italian has taken its place in the past 5 to 10 years. Now it is getting analyzed to death. So I do think that there is a strong chance that we are going to see a revival of the Scotch, which, by the way, last time when it was a very serious weapon in one's hand was when Kasparov played it with notable frequency in top tournaments. Wait, yeah, we have Nikos in the house. Wait, I'm confused. Is Nikos in Twitch or YouTube? What? Oh, right. Nikos, are you Nikos Stillis? Or that's just a coincidence? That would be very epic if you were. So the only move, guys, Koenki Denki, the only move for black here that doesn't lose is actually GH. No joke. Now that, I don't want to praise myself, but to play a move like this takes a fair bit of cojones. The idea is that you want to play knight f6 and basically clog up the h-file before they could get to you. And I found it in a 3-minute blitz game. Not only that, I found the next about 5 to 6 moves, maybe more, are only moves for black, and I found them all. So they played in knight e4, which obviously aims to take the sting out of knight f6. Yeah, like it's just one of those things that you come by process of elimination, because you can't afford them taking you. And taking on d4 merely accelerates or adds fuel to the fire, so that's not on. So I had to. And as soon as I played it, or rather by the time I played it, I realized that that was my best chance. The point is that knight g5 is really well met by knight f6. And now you see the point that the queen can't come. So they played knight e4, knight f6. Oh no, I took d4 actually. Knight f6 was also on my mind though. But I thought that there was no difference between taking this and knight f6 or knight f6 first. Actually, the engine confirms. What about g5? Isn't it just hanging? No, I'm totally dead here, right? Like h6 coming, bishop d3 coming, bishop c4 coming. Yeah, no, sorry. That's the answer. Oh, the engine has no chill, man. Engine is low-key roasting you, brother. Right, so take, and knight f6. So now I have to let go of h5, but now it might come or will come at the expense of them taking on f6, which means that I can clog up the diagonal. And this was the point where I begin to feel fairly confident. Actually, they played knight g5, but same story, that I was not gonna get mated here. Having said that, my opponent still threw a curveball at me that I knew was coming. What is black's best move now? Actually, let me replace best with most practical, because the engine seems to dislike my choice here, regrettably. Then again, what does the engine know? Yeah, so we went f5. And I do think that the engine thinks that rook f7 is also playable, but I didn't want to test the waters here with... I was worried about f5, to be honest, but it might not be a playable move because of e5. So objectively, this is even better, but I played f5 headed for this. And now I thought the attack was over. Yeah, I'm down in exchange, but there's not a lot that is going on here. This was bad. I wanted to stop bishop c4, but rook c8 was a much better move to go about it. And yeah, I'm in control. Nothing can hurt me. Hey, Cody. I played queen f7. That was a bit of a chicken move. The engine wanted knight e4 right away. I don't know what I was worried about, but I can clearly see that it was unjustified. It was a perfect waste of move. I defended my pawn. Now I was going to jump into e4 next, but my opponent didn't let me. Yeah, it's very comfy. So I have got the easier moves here. Obviously, I can't jump in yet because this is hanging. So the agenda was, I think, rook d7, knight e4. Which in a blitz is a very good place to be when you have two obvious moves to shoot for against pretty much everything they can throw at you. That's a very... Do I like modern board games? No. Ah, some rando. I don't know. But they were higher rated than me. How much time did I have at this point? Good question. Let me check. Wait, what? Why can I not see the time? Oh, there, I can see the time. So it was a 3-0. And at this point, I'm exactly down to half time. So 1:30. Which I thought was pretty nifty. Because obviously the worst of it is way behind me and the hardest part of the game. So now I have plenty of time to manage the rest. For the record, my opponent is down to 42. So I'm doubling their time in their territory as far as opening is concerned. And this is just losing. It really has no future in terms of making the attack more dangerous. And yeah, he just, yeah, fell apart and game is over. Now, typically, these types of openings and this type of play where, you know, like these types of positions in blitz between two equal players or roughly equal players tend to heavily favor the aggressor, which is why I thought that this was a particularly good result to win this game, because it's hard, man. Like, defending in blitz is really unpleasant. It really is unpleasant. And on that note, I'm gonna fire up Jazz Monton's games. Wait, what? What happened just then? I thought it had fired up the game. Oh yeah, I did. Alrighty, Jazzy. Are you in, buddy? That's a chessable course, Pig's Grooves. GH is ugly. Well, nah, I do not do anything else, Cody. Chess is my area of expertise, and because of I am elitist, I also don't consider chess to be merely a board game. Like, I would separate chess from the rest of the board games and put them on a higher echelon. Anyway, off we go. So our good friend Jazz started playing the Archangel, also known as the Archangelsk variation of the Ruy Lopez, which is a very fun and aggressive way to play. So we would like to send a shout out to our good friend Jazz. And Bishop b6 is a fine move here. Castles is totally fine too. Is this the Fabi course? I don't know if Fabi has a course on it. I would assume he does. But yeah. So the best and most dangerous line is when white throws in an early a4 and starts tickling the b5 pawn. d4 is considered to be less painful. And here after h3, this is Jazz where I was saying in a rather cryptic message to you that you almost played the perfect opening. You just needed to find the time to squeeze in rook e8, which is here. And the point is that if they go bishop g5 now, then you kick. And when they go back here is when fun begins. Something like this. Now we can't take e4 because of bishop d5. Please do not suck it in. But the point is that take is not on the agenda here at all because d4 hangs. And this was my point that I told you that you're scared about the sack. Here there is no need to be scared. It's over. Yeah, bishop g5 instead of h3 is also playable. To be honest, I would kick it. And I think I would still play rook e8 here. And we would likely end up engaging with very similar lines to what I mentioned. Kind of. I mean, h3 is by no means forced here, but it's a logical move. So let's see how the game went. So we took this. Hey, we did play rook e8. Oh, yeah, but then we didn't play h6, g5. Right. That's what we needed to do. So typically I would say that capture only is good if you have a very, very strong sequence follow-up, which typically is take, knight a5, c5. But it doesn't seem to damage white here enough for my liking. So if you wanted to do this, I do not understand why we inserted the trade, which allows white a fair bit more than usual. Meaning that, for example, knight c3 may very well be their best move here, which wouldn't be playable if you hadn't captured. So if you wanted to follow up ed, cd with bishop b7, then almost by default your best move is bishop b7. And you had absolutely no reason to insert a trade because it came with zero benefits but some negatives. Well, Mr. Landau, you can say that, oh yeah, this pin looks scary, I'm not doing this, or you can choose to actually delve into it deeper, understand where and how the pin hurts and when and how it doesn't, and dominate this pin instead of letting the pin dominate you. Some heavy hitting answers there, eh? Yeah. So the big thing is that d5 is almost always bad because it poops on this bishop and it makes this an absolute boss. And by the way, I often like to invite this. Like this is gonna turn into some slugfest. King h8, rook g8, f5 break. I think it's a lot of fun. Yeah, but if you don't have any problems with d5, I don't understand why would you take. So then surely you needed bishop b7, right? And retain the tension. Anyway, let's move on. So I dislike this concept of taking and then not doing anything with the capture. I think it was bad. And ironically here after bishop d5, we are, I think, dead. I did not come up with this. I remember this from an engine line because c6, bishop takes f7, king f7, and things. e5, I think. Maybe even... I don't remember. I don't remember this. Anyway, let's go with bishop c2. That's the human move. Oh, that's not what's played. Oh, they played knight d5. Okay. Yeah, so to my mind here, the only issue we have, or rather the only solution we have to the issue, is bishop takes, and then c6. Otherwise, this is going to kill us. You played here g5 immediately, which allows knight b6 for starters, which is very scary. Yeah, I think this is the way to sack the piece, no? And queen takes will bring the queen about to the correct side of the board. Yeah, I wish you had captured this first. So take care of the tension in the center / with the pieces first. Maybe even take this. And now reconsider your choices. And again, you see the giant difference, Jazz. Like, this is a recurring theme in the Archangel, that you can nullify the spin with this move. But if you compare this line, excuse me, to the one where you go g5 right away, and they eliminate the dark squared bishop, and you are stuck with this, this bishop is useless in the defense. Oh, look, I'm not saying that it's anything to write home about, but objectively speaking, you shouldn't be losing this. I do agree that it looks scary, but if you are worried of looking scary, then the Archangel is not your line, man. I don't mind it absolute, but you really need to be theoretically prepared. I think it's a very lively variation with a lot of exciting chess, but very exciting chess comes at a price that every now and then we get checkmated. Fun is me, I am not playing games on this stream today. In fact, in most streams I do not, but I cordially invite you to join our ranks and improve your chess by learning it with us together. Oh, that's that guy. Oh, okay. That's the guy who has got Stockfish running. Okay. Well, in that case, let me think about it. Still no. What's the best app for rote memorization of openings? That's a similar question to what's the best way to break your own leg. Like, you should not rote memorize anything ever chess related. Ever. Like, the only way you can ever learn an opening and remember it is if you understand the moves you are playing. Anything that you try to memorize without fully grasping the meaning of everything that happens is bound to be forgotten rather sooner than later. Forget about it. Obviously, the chessable method of, space repetition is, in my opinion, as close as, not perfect, but very good as it can get. But even there, if you don't understand the whys, you are likely not going to go far. Okay, fun is me. Here is the deal. Donate the 100 buckies, and then we can play to your heart's content. All right, let's go move on, Jazz. Let's move on. I do wonder what made you take with the knight and not with the bishop, but I guess you were scared of the pin. And so you decided that you're not going to get pinned, but instead you're going to get mated. Thank you, Filet. Look, I'm not going to lie. This sequence by White was played to perfection. And I would not blame anyone for missing this. It was rough, man. It was rough. And that was dumb, because they could have taken this with check and then take that. I'm still thinking about this guy, by the way. Like, what kind of a messed up mentality do you have to create a Chess.com account, find a streamer, challenge the streamer, beat the streamer while cheating, and then have the account banned? Like, what have you gained out of that? That's a really messed up mentality, isn't it, when you think about it? Anyway, back to chess. Yeah, queen h5 is definitely an easy one to miss. Yeah, so my recommendation for you, Jazz, and in general, a very good rule of thumb is that do not engage with this capture unless you really have significant gains coming out of it. How do I know? Because you would not have offered $100 in case I beat you. That's how I know. But I don't know if it's Stockfish. It could be a lot of other different engines. Also, I do know because you offered the money in case I win, which means you knew I wouldn't win. So, yeah, it took about 10 IQ to figure out what's up. And believe it or not, you're not the first guy who does it. But about like the 557th. All right, on to the next, Jazz. Sorry, I got distracted there. This is your W. So let's see how the win occurred. So this is not really an archangel, right? In earnest because of D3. So by the way, the line that I wanted you to be aware of is obviously the A4 line. So this is where the real deal is. Or C3, D6, A4, bishop B7, D4, bishop B6, knight A3. Like those knight A3 lines are the real feisty ones. Maybe it's rook E1 castles and then knight A3. Somewhere knight A3, I'm missing it. Now maybe it's before D4. That is the one that you really need to know down to the dot. But that's where your good friend Fabi is gonna come immensely helpful. Yeah, I recommend you do that. And those are some really fun lines where you sack the pawn on b5 for some crazy initiative in the center. But note that those are also analyzed to absolute death by engines. Okay, back to the game. So d3, bishop c5, bishop... Okay, so I really don't like bishop b6 here for lots of reasons. And the main one is that I would rather play d6. So if your opponent plays d3, I do not think they deserve your respect to act to d4 in any way, shape, or form. Like, you now get to ignore it. And you can spend the tempo on denying bishop g5, by the way, if you want. Like, no worries. Nothing wrong with castles. But I definitely... Hey, Code. I would definitely not play in this position bishop b6. This is way too obedient and passive, and not in the spirit of the opening at all. It's not bad per se, but it's definitely not the right mentality. I also dislike this move. I feel like a bishop on b7 is almost always misplaced in d3 lines. I would either put it on e6 or not move it at all. Knight h5 makes sense to me, but there might be a tactic with knight e5 there. Knight g3, knight c6. Wait. Knight h5, knight e5. Knight e5, queen h5, bishop g4 traps the queen. But after knight h5, knight e5, knight e5, there is bishop e5. Yeah, so maybe bishop e6. Queen e7 looks healthy too, by the way. I like this move. I agree. But I dislike the bishop here because you are just shooting into nothing. Gee, guys, I really need to pee. Yeah. Like, I would even consider it because I'm so hung up on knight h5 being a move I want to play. Why wouldn't we kick the bishop, thus removing ourselves from this, and then knight h5? Don't ask me what we're going to do here. But oh, wait, how is it a blunder? I don't see how it's a blunder. Oh, maybe we can take this with check. Wait, what? Oh, queen f6? Ah, yeah, queen f6. Okay, never mind. So did we have that without knight a5 though? I mean, they have bishop f7 here, but king f8. Knight g6. If you take check and then they take. Yeah, right. Okay. So knight a5 is necessary. And then knight h5. I quite like this. It's cute. It's cute. Yeah. All right. I got that cut to the toilet. In the meantime, try to figure out, guys, why the engine loves c9 g6, which is the move I want to play, but I don't understand what happens here after de. That's your puzzle. Be right back. Yeah. It is indeed hanging. Apparently, take. And I... Ooh, maybe here. Yes! Sack a pawn, baby. And then tuck, and you have compo for the pawn. You have compo for the pawn. What the frick happened? Ah, code. Thank you, man. Is that... I'm guessing that is the lesson business. Yeah, never mind. Thank you very much, dude. You are an absolute legend. You are a hero and a half. Okay, wait. What happened here? So we took on d4, then we went knight g6. Wow, man, chess is hard. So apparently knight takes is a lot better retake key than pawn takes, with the idea of jumping onto f5. How is your blitz rating so high? Kankensky, I have a secret for that, brother. I got very lucky. If you look back, I haven't played blitz for years because I want to keep that rating. But I found an opponent that was very high rated in a poor form, and I beat them repeatedly. Also, the other secret to increase your rapid or any rating for that matter really is to set your rating parameter when you look for games that you always play up. Always. Like, never play down is the secret to boost your rating. Always play only against people higher rated than you. People think that the way to do is to farm down, but that's not the way to do it. You always play up. Farm to 3k. Now, I'm overrated by at least 150 points as is, so no chance I would do that. Right, okay, let's move on. So take 9g6, dig it, yeah. I mean, okay, this is the point where we need to just reconsider our life decisions and bloody go back to tic-tac-toe. Believe it or not, the best move here is knight h5. And that, I mean, when I say best, better than the next by a point and a half. And after you just go like, yeah, nah, all good, mate, all good. Let me get stuck in the middle, give you an extra pawn, and be much better with black because that rook e8 is threatened and knight f4 is threatened and things that no one understands other than Stockfish. Like, it's -1 here, with your king being unable to castle down a pawn. If you have any questions, please, by all means. Reach out to me. I'm happy to explain how life works. Yeah, this is insanely complex. And once again, the most important lesson you will take away from this jazz is that these are the types of wild ideas that not only do you have to be open for, but in fact actively go towards if you are an Archangel player. Like, fear is simply just not part of your vocabulary. And you are happily running into crossfire right after you threw your shield away is the only mentality that in the longer run can lead to success with this opening. What about intuition? You mean in this type of thing? Good luck. Yes, intuition is very important, but here you require the intuition of a 2700 GM. And yeah, takes is very bad. Oh, I certainly do have the time code. 95 was the way to go. And then bishop takes was the way to go to threaten this, cover that. And now it's our king that is currently on the agenda. Bloody hell, this is crazy. Yeah, like every move is a mistake, and I would make the exact same mistakes. So for example, here the best move you can play is to ignore the threat and in fact make the threat stronger by making the f7 pawn guarded by the bishop. But after the check now, black is just completely winning. Because knight g2 is on, knight d3 is on, queen e7 check is on, depending on where the queen goes. Like, it's -4 kind of winning. That is absolutely wild. Whatever, man. Whatever. Okay, now, however, I really do not understand. Or do I? Okay, I do understand why we didn't play this. Because it's not possible to play chess like this, for goodness sake. Cool, thanks for the sub. Just casually hang a rook, we check, and then announce all kinds of checkmates. Jazz, what's wrong with you, buddy? What's wrong with you not seeing all of these? Apparently rook takes was wrong, by the way. Is it king? Or queen even? Oh, I suppose queen to threaten rook e8, right? Yeah, apology accepted. Okay, this is the first time when I'm genuinely questioning your choice. Because here I think knight f4 is actually easy to see that this is carnage. No? Like, isn't it game over? Like, take queen buggers off g4 and the game is up, no? Jazz? Chukads, welcome in. Legend, there is a bit of a process there that you need to follow, my friend. Which hopefully the command will reveal. Louis V Chess. Hey. Yeah, it is just over. Not to mention the fact that the queen actually has no adequate squares to go to. So I think this is already only, and then take, and then you just pick off the house here. No, I genuinely do think that this was actually easy. Like everything we have seen before was stockfish and steroids, but this is just very human to go here. Like every move is a blunder, and you go like, yeah, that looks natural. But here g4 wins, right? Because if the knight moves, we have knight e3. So here you missed another big E. Jazz, I don't know what the time situation was at this point, but it looks like now the ball is being dropped on the regular. Yeah, I know it's a 10-0, but I don't know if you had enough time to realize that g4 just wins the house. I mean, we are not going to blame our opponent here for not seeing knight e4, which is the only legal move that keeps white in the game. I mean, it was a sensationally fun game to follow, despite the myriad of mistakes, because we have the benefit of hindsight, so it's easy to judge. But yeah, no, I had a glorious good time watching this jazz. And this is exactly for the last time I'm telling you that if you are happy to embrace this level of crazy and in fact get excited about it, then the Archangel is the right choice for you. But if you are making half of these moves based on I was worried, scared, yada yada yada, then maybe not it. Yeah, at this point Bishop F2 was definitely on Beastie. Good question. What do I think of the prayer? I think if you want to play it with black, I don't necessarily like the prayer as a choice because it's incredibly deep, incredibly theoretical, and like you're not getting enough bang for your buck. Like, learn the marshal. At least half of the time you will checkmate the shite out of your opponents, right? Or I don't know. There's so many Spanish lines that I would recommend before the prayer. Like that takes a special kind of personality, in my opinion, to be a Brea fan. It's really really fun, but it's almost science for science sake. Okay, let's see what code sent us. Although I do have a suspicion that I looked at this game yesterday. Yep, I did. I knew that this was coming. Can I do Stack Wars XD next? I don't know. I don't think that's static WASD. I don't think that Static sent me a game or the money for the game. No, you're welcome. And I didn't mean to say that, you know, my word is the final and therefore you shouldn't do it. That's my take. You're welcome to disagree. All right, Code. Let's see what happened here. Very good. Dogsht. Very good. Dogsht. Very good. Okay, so G4 looks delicious. And maybe Queen B3 looks delicious here. Tabi, that's total bullshit. That is complete nonsense. Yeah, my favorite move code here, I reckon, is Queen B3. Is your first name Tabby is because of Strawberry Tabby, or that's just different and I'm the only perf who is watching streams like that? I don't understand, Cody, your attraction to Queen A4 check to begin with, because what you are doing with Queen A4 is you are forcing your opponent to play a developing move that they want to play. What's the point in that? I don't think that you need experience. I think you need a little bit more. Maybe you can call it experience. Yes, you're right. But I don't think that it's something that you cannot work out on your own. Like, I don't think that you couldn't have come to the conclusion by yourself that this made zero sense if it can be met with knight d7. Like, I genuinely do not think that this was adding to that, though, that you played this because you thought that e5 was very good. And I would like to credit you for this, even though it's a blunder. Because queen a4 is only a sensible move if you have e5. Any other case, it's utter garbage. But unfortunately, there is bishop takes f3 here, which is kind of easy to calculate. And now I have to take b5 hurts. If you take them, bishop he hurts. Like, we're developing our opponent's pieces every step of the way. This is not good chess. Whereas queen b3 would create the genuine threat of queen b7. And if I were to defend it, I would have to play awkward queen moves. Yes, and then there is b5. Which is also a bit awkward. Although here it might be decent enough. Yeah, I'm not too sure. I disliked the bishop f3 line right away. But yeah, queen b3 seems to me to be the go, because now after queen c7, bishop e3, rook c1 is going to come with absolute brutal power. I don't know what Juan Bellon's colorful score sheet is, but I'm very happy for you. It sounds fun. Bellon Lopez is a really fun player to watch. Okay, what the hell? Why are you coming back to d1 instead of b3? Okay, I'm losing you here. Because I saw bishop takes and also protects my d-pawn. Why does your d-pawn need protection? Okay, I hate to tell you this, buddy. None of your answers make sense. So let me break this down for you one by one. Queen d1 defending d4 is perfectly irrelevant since d4 is not attacked. e5 is. So now we lost e5. Secondly, you don't see future on b3. So you spent 1, 2, 3 moves with your queen to go back to home, which means you will have to play a fourth to find a semi-sensible location, as opposed to at least leaving it outside somewhere where it doesn't interfere with development, plus doesn't commit self-pin again. So, hello? What's going on? This is a typical club level player move where the concept is to let's cut losses, but as a matter of fact, this doesn't cut the losses, it adds to them more. The cut the losses is where you still cut the bleeding or stop the bleeding, at least as far as queen moves are concerned, and does not, or you don't mess up your own development further on. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so this looks to me like a small inaccuracy because bishop f3 first wins the pawn. This is inaccurate because now you can squeeze in g4 unless I'm mistaken and regain the pawn here. Because take, bishop here is looking like your development is now again kicking in the next gear. And with a potential f4, f5 on the cards, we are cooking. Yeah, this had to be g4, man, every day of the week. Oh my god. So I don't know what your plan was here against take 95. This is my concern. It's not a bad position per se because their king is still 4 moves away from castling. So they will have some problems here, but I don't know if this is what we actively would have wanted to happen. Okay, so opponent went completely brain damaged and lost a piece. And the rest of this should be a pretty sexy cleanup. Okay, isn't bishop takes a6 winning the house here, Mr. Code? By the way, shout out to the opponent who is still on positive time 13 minutes into the game, having played 47 blunders already. That's impressive. That's a level of stupid that needs to be celebrated. That is definitely a level of stupid that needs to be celebrated. By the way, some political gamer said to Cody that I will double you, and that's a comment on the $300 dono. I dare you to double that. So bishop a6 takes check 97, and now you're going to win the freaking house here, right? You technically lose some material, Cody, in this sequence, but you make the position so much cleaner. Like you just take this, e6, develop, they kick you, finally you win this, you're up in exchange in 4,000 pawns. And the position has clarity. It's clean, easy to play. But okay, let's go 92. Then what here? Like, win. I don't... Was that a serious question as to what here? Like, have a queen? Oh, okay. Sorry. I don't understand, Cody, why we're not playing g4 pretty much on every move. Like, you are stuck with this bishop. Kansky not quite become Kansky because we are up a piece. So when you do the maths, you still come up with an extra exchange. I cannot fathom, Cody, how g4 is not burning your hand to play, followed by bishop g2. Like, this should be, man, so obviously the only way to go. On every step, by the way. Bullshit it was. You didn't play it here. Should have, could have. You didn't play it here. Should have, could have. Like, dude, you are 5 years late to the party. And you managed to play it when it's almost meaningless because now bishop g2 has no target. So, why? Throwbacks, welcome in. Yeah, but I'm all fine and dandy with the trade-off, buddy, but you can do that after this and then some. Like, you're gonna trade actually a shed load more because now you have got active pieces that can move to squares with trades. How do you see the future instantly? Well, I don't, unfortunately, my friend, because if I did, then I would be a lot richer. But I do see chess moves materializing in front of my eyes. I also tend to know how Cody thinks. Nothing untoward, by the way, about these trades. It's just that it could have been better. We are still sitting at home with both of these. That's what upsets me. What? Okay. Okay. So, hear me out here, sir. You have got 5 minutes in this position on move 14. And then we lose by 22 on the cock? How? Did Sydney Sweeney come into the room? But like, dude, you're down to 1 minute now, so... What, did you lag like half of your time away in this position with 92? What happened? This is breaking my heart, man. Okay, so if this wasn't lag, this was an insane burn of time that is hugely inexplicable. Because bishop a6, in my case, to evaluate this, takes 5 seconds. 5. Bishop takes, check, 97. I will be able to win the half of the house on d7. Go. And I'm going. But if you can't evaluate that because it's so complex, then just freaking move the knight, man. Like, you're up a piece. Wins. Oh, well, no, sorry, there's a mate here. So actually, no, you're down to 2 legal moves. It's bishop takes the 92. It makes it even simpler. Yeah, but why did that take you 2 minutes? Bro, how? How is this 2 minutes? And by the way, this does not lose material. It just doesn't win as much as you wanted. That's crazy to spend 2 minutes, man, on this when you have got 5 left. And then another minute and a half on this? Hello? Like, that is insanity. We are on 5:30 here, and now we are 2 minutes. And we played 2 only moves. Surely someone disturbed you, or you got a call from work or something. Or Sydney Sweeney, right? Either walked in or popped up on your screen. It had to be one or the other. Hopefully it was the walked in scenario. And now we are back to normal speed. And when I say normal, and I know that I sound a little bit anal about this, but bro, you play check followed by knight c6. You literally pre-move rook d8 here. Like literal pre-move. And you spend 25 seconds on the move that you had built up for in the last 4. How? Ray! Like, look, I don't want to train you to be Mr. You know, blitzhand guy. But you are making some mistakes that are not necessarily chess, but competitive or competition-wise, it's just inexplicable. Like, if you spend 5 moves on setting up, trading down half of this stuff, you can't afford, man, spending, I don't want to calculate now percentages, but about 20% of your time on that move. That's crazy. That is absolutely wild. You go like, Sydney Sweeney enters the room, removes the textile. Code goes like, hold on a hot minute. Not sure about this one. Let me think. Okay, we may go ahead. Said no man ever. Hello? Dude, you got the man, you got to move faster. But this is not really chess, so in a way I don't really care. But I would rather, if you won chess games, that you didn't deserve to not win. It's another bad habit of yours, Cody. Like, why are you reliant on that stupid sound that the computer makes at a certain point in the game? Like, I'm sorry, man, but that's a very, very bad way to be. Like, you look at your damn clock every second move once you have got less than 20% of your total time. Because you constantly need to adjust and make decisions not only based on what's going on the board, but your clock situation. That sound is a one in a game reference point. You can't rely on that. No, Cody is saying that there is a warning in each time control when you go below a certain time, when ChessCom does this, that kind of noise to initiate or indicate rather that you are very low on time. It's not the move sound that the piece makes. I hate playing without that too. But he's talking about that warning sound that you get on certain time controls. And not hearing that, like, who gives a single toss? If anything, it's just another stress factor as far as I'm concerned. But there you go, Courtney agrees. But yeah, do not get used to those things, man. Like, it's such an artificial aid that you shouldn't rely on. Like, you need to be actively looking at the clock and make educated decisions based on the information you gather, rather than hoping that sometime down the track the engine is going to give you an automated message that, oh, by the way, the shit hit the fan. What's the best line for... Yeah, I think so. I mean, dude, if you are a surgeon, right, and you are operating someone who just had a heart attack, you don't need the freaking machine to go off in your face that their heartbeat is less than 40, because every 5th second you're checking all vitals, right? Like, that's your job. You need to be all over it. It's handy when the computer affirms that shit, it's below 40, but you're already like, yeah, thank you, but I already knew it. Not for long, Mr. Tikari, not for long. Yeah, absolutely. All my anal OGs are impromptu. Why? Was it a bad one? Half of my anal OGs are pretty bad, so probably it was a bad one. I don't know which line would annoy me the most against... To some degree, if they accept it, because that's chicken. Oh, that was good. Okay. Courtney likes my anal. Brilliant. OG. Sorry. I love splitting words. Maybe I went too far there. Sorry, Courts. I take it back. The analogy was brilliant. Yeah, I looked at this game, Cody, and I was hurt because I wanted you to win this. I wanted you to win this. I feel like it's such an undeserved loss. It's not right that you lose it. That was my final 2 cents about this game. But Queen A4 was no bueno. Yes, Bowen, I have got time for one more. I have got time for one more. Bro, what is this with this queen coming out on bloody excursions every day? Why is it queen d5 when it's knight f6 so you can take with the knight? Whose birthday is it? Mr. Bowen, that is you cut it off at move 19. Resend. That depends on what you want to hire me for, Mr. Kankansky. What, is it Cody's birthday? Bullshit. But Cody looks like 20. To be fair. So there is no question there. Once you see the guy, you go like, how the hell is that guy 39? And then you realize that he has got more kids than you have got fingers on your hands. And then you go like, well, that's not possible if you are 20. So there is something not right here. Well, I was just yelling at him for queen d5, Courtney, so you are actually seeing one of his games. Oh boy. Dude is reinventing chess now with the how to make as many queen moves as possible unnecessarily in the opening style. Oh la la, brother, this is some freestyling, bro. I think it's time we revisit some chess principles and the King's Gambit file, right? Like knight f6 every day of the week. You wanted to bury this one or hurry? Oh, 1-3 Matt. Cheers, buddy. Welcome in. Ugh. Shout out to Cody for developing pieces, controlling set. Oh, wait, no, that's what the opponent is doing. Right. So, Cody, this is what good chess looks like. Regrettably, we are this guy. And since this is your birthday, and I respect your wishes, I'm going to close this game down right now because that was an eyesore of a performance. And instead, we are going to celebrate you with a fat W, my friend. Oh, wait, that was you bullying a family member. Okay, this one you blundered, I think. Yeah, we missed bishop b6 here. Ay, 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 ay. The classic Cody, what does my opponent want to do question. Bowen Diplom, you resent the same mistake. Again, you cut it off at 19. I don't know how you do this. Also, I do not need the details of the game. Do not send it. Send the moves only. Zoro, no, I cannot. Okay, we are going to run a crash course for Mr. Bowen about how to send PGM files. You click on share, you click PGN, and you do not copy this garbage. You start copying where the moves start, like so. Please do that. All right, Cody, this is still not the win we are after, buddy. We want a better one. Let's see this one. Whoa! Now this is my boy Cody. No, Ray. I mean, I don't think I ever played actively during our, like, you had never known me as an active player. I don't think. Okay, this is some sexy aggro chess. It's also bad, but it's sexy and it's aggro. And also we have seen this game already. No, not really. I mean, at the very beginning, like 20 years ago, picture profile has aura. I think my FIDE profile is a 15-year-old me in Yerevan. Is it rook g6 winning? He check, check, check. Here, bishop d3 and checkmate follows. Asking for a friend. Yeah? So why the chicken chess with bishop d3? Ay, 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 ay. In 7 seconds, by the way. So this is the time consumption issue, Cody, that I can't wrap my head around. Like, this is a position that is begging for calculation and detail. You have bishop d3, you have a check here, you have a check here. Cody is not an 1100 Kankansky. That's an optical illusion. Oh, Funny is me is back. Welcome, welcome, brother. Now that I give you credit for. That is super sexy. Super sexy. Yes! Yes! Now I'm very, very happy. Well done. Chat, what is our move after rook g7? Bauer and Diplom now put in the whole PGN, but now it's in German. That is mental. I swear to God, I'm gonna call out the name of the pieces in German. Mr. Kankansky, you're kidding, right? You are kidding. Of course it is bishop h7. Like, it's made. Beautiful W. Very, very happy with this code. Apart from the bullshit artistry in the middle. Yeah, this was not it, brother. Nah, it's all good. Mr. Kankansky corrected himself. Okay, on to Mr. Bauer and Diplom. Have you submitted the coin, Mr. Bauer? Oh, it still doesn't accept it. Mr. Bauer, I still can't get this working, man. So thank God that you didn't send any coin. I don't know what's wrong with it, but I cannot load it. I tried both on ChessCom and Lichess and neither accepts it, so it's messed up. Wissam Abod, you want a why? I don't understand Bauer and Diplom why you can't. Where are you trying to get it out from? Is it chess base? I don't understand why it is such a struggle. Wizam, 1900. I mean, obviously that's a white repertoire. Well, how hard can it be, bro? ChessBase, just click on the top of the thing, copy game, and then paste it. Actually, better still, here is what you should do. Copy the game, paste it into Lichess, and then copy it out from Lichess into a chat. Rave, it's a way to go, for sure. But it's not necessary for your improvement. It's more fun than beneficial. For the Wizamabot question, I'm still thinking. I mean, it depends on how much material you want to learn and what kind of Sicilian. Like, do you want to play open Sicilian or do you want to play a side system? Because if you want to avoid it, I'm not particularly knowledgeable about the anti-Sicilian courses out there. Oh, by the way, Rafe, there is a merch shop which is certainly new for you. That was not around when you were around. Courtney, you don't need to do that because Tinley has already donated so much money to the stream that I'm more than happy to analyze anything from him for free. Likewise for you. On the other hand, my good friend Zorro hasn't submitted any dosh. Oh, the Sharich course is good, but that's an open Sicilian. I really like that choice, Tubby. Well done. That's a very good call. Dude, you just linked me an analysis board from Lichess. Like, that's a blank analysis board. When you copy the game in there into Lichess, at the bottom on the right, there will be a tab saying share. Click that, then copy the PGN, and you are done. I'm sorry for laughing at you, but this is almost as good as when I was scoring my Excel norm by not being able to figure out how to use Microsoft Excel. Oh, wait. This is it, buddy. You've done it. You've done it, Mr. Bowen. I'm sure this is going to work now. Yes! Yes! We've got it. All right, what color are you, buddy? Ladies and gentlemen, standing ovation for Bowen Diplom, who has managed to put in a PGN into a Twitch message in 47 minutes. We are white. Oh, this is the casual variation of the Richter Rouser. And King B1 is one of the book moves here. I tend to play here knight takes c6, but King B1 is definitely good. What? Why Tabi recommend that? Because it has got a lot of sharp variations. But bear in mind, Wizam, and Tabi will answer differently. That's an open Sicilian course. It's big. So knight f5 is wild here, bro. It's knight takes c6, bishop takes, and then queen e1 with the idea actually of knight d5. This is a line, Mr. Bowen Diplom, that you want to engage with, because this is literally where theory starts. So to be out of book is a bit luxurious here. Like take, queen e1, bishop e7, f5. This is where theory roughly begins. b4 back, e5, knight g3, all this jazz. All of this is still book. Okay, let's go. Knight f5. At least it's hugely ballsy. Yep. Ooh, now that is bad stuff. Yeah, Anish's course is big. Like, I would not recommend that to a 1900 level player. I would recommend that to IM and above. Oh, you threw in the curveball with knight f5. Success. Mission accomplished. I mean, now you're killing it, man, because all black pieces are just garbage. So what happens here after h5? Your opponent is an IM. Wow. Okay. I thought h5 was decent here. Urgh. Yuck. Okay. I must say that if you don't have engine prep memorized and fully understood here, it's rough, because bishop g7 is the only move that grants an advantage to black, and everything else is better for white. And the idea is that here you get to run for the hills, and here we have h5 because bishop g2 doesn't quite cut it. And now the king is safe because the bishop covers the mate. Whereas on east, this would be deadly. That is a very deep idea. That even surprises me, by the way, of how big of a difference is between this and this. Interesting to note, Bowen, that queen here is a solid attacking plan. I like the way you're playing it, though. Nah, this must have been an awful lot of fun, Bowen Diplom, to play this. Oh, I said that I would read out the moves in German. Aye, aye, aye. I'm dropping the ball. Läufer E. 4. König H8. G5. I don't know, capture. Why don't you just take it back, buddy? That's nasty. Apparently queen trade is best here for white, with the idea of this, and there is a little bit of a checkmate here to be had. Or this way, or this way. Woo! Hello! No one sees that, including me. Yes, very nice concept, indeed. That was an engine line, Kankaski. That was an engine line. I don't see that. If I saw that stuff like that, Kankansky, I wouldn't be sitting here. That was engine. As you can see, it auto-analyzes the game. Wait, what? I mean, I don't need the engine to see that rook g8 is the move here, right? So did your opponent suck in here? Take, and then take. Woo! Yaxi! Bauer and Diplom for president. So after Rook G8, what was the plan, boss? Because Queen H5... I don't know how good this is. Take. Oh, wait, for a sec, I thought we had some sexy. Oh, we do have sexy. We do. So why is this... Wait, what? So what does black do? F6 maybe? Oh, that's unpleasant though. That's unpleasant. Now I feel like our reign has been paraded on very big time. But yeah, that was it a time travel blunder by when, or what happened here? You know what's funny? When you play knight f5, I thought this was hot rubbish. But in retrospect, I think it's actually quite a dangerous weapon. I really do think it's a dangerous weapon. Anywho. So Oppo plays bishop f6 and boomski. Yeah, exactly. No, on the contrary, this is a very feisty line. The only problem with it really is that the refutation is, excuse me, almost instantaneous, as in right after the move you play. If it was somewhere deep in the lines, it would be even better. Dude, this is a really impressive attacking game. Like, wow. We're threatening now, bishop h7 followed by rook h6 forks in case we missed it. Man, putting away an IM like this. Gesundheit, indeed. Gesundheit is spelled like this. Gesundheit. Gesund is the first part and height is the other one. Dude, you shouldn't have paid for this game. I should have paid for this. This was freaking immense. And screw the engine for giving you a blunder. Yeah, can you give us the OTB ratings, please? Guess the yellow. White 2100 OTB. Black is an IM. I know that because he said that, so I'm not gonna bother guessing. 2100 OTB? It's definitely not 24. 2033 to 2355. So I was almost on the nose. Yeah, so the only downside to this whole thing, man, is that the refutation is right here. Nah, this was an over the board game. It had to be. It was OTB, right? It gives me OTB vibes. Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was OTB. Making it all the more impressive. Why OTB vibes? Because of the depth of the ideas and the moves played. The quality of the game indicates that it had to be a game with a lot of time spent. I mean, it didn't have to be. That was my vibe. I could be wrong. I do that for a living. I fucking love how ChessCom game review works. Remember how when I played at knight f5, it gave it a blunder sign? I just ran the game review because I was curious about how accurate the rest of it was by white. And look at it. 3 mistakes, 0 blunders. When we go analysis, oh, now it actually changed knight f5 from blunder to mistake. The more you know. The more you know. Huh. Very interesting. Sir, I'm 2200 earlier. How can I be an IM? It's so tough. Alright, you are 90% there already because you appreciate how difficult it is. Yeah, you in fact made me so interested in this. I might actually give it a whirl in online chess. You converted me to this crazy idea. Wizam, if you are not willing to, you know, learn that much stuff, you definitely want to look for some anti-Sicilians. Yeah, guys, unfortunately, I have to call it off here because I need to pick up my daughter from school today and I still haven't had lunch. And that is just too much on my plate, pun intended. But it was an absolute delight to have you on board, and we saw some really cool games today. Wowzers. Yeah, likewise, Cody, likewise. It was also good to have you, sir, Mr. Kankaski, and it was also very good to have Ray back. We haven't seen him for ages. Good fun was had today, guys. Unfortunately, I won't be able to stream tomorrow. But I plan to be back in a couple of days, so stay tuned. Tubby, did you send the game? No, I haven't done anything, Courtney. Sorry, I forgot to organize that, so I will have to do it later. Yeah, Sozzy. Alright, we are going to raid you off to... Zura. When am I headed to Japan? On the 4th of June, so we'll talk before aplenty. I gotta bounce now, guys. My wife is calling as well. Take care, love you all, and I will see you in the near future. Cheerio.